In this installment of the MXB Wire, I'll report on the contributions of the incumbent candidates for a position on the board in advance of the elections scheduled for September 5th, 2020. The incumbent candidates who seek a position on the board are Ellen Throop, Steve Larsen, Marty Shecter, and Nancy Glascow. I will also cover the two candidates that reportedly seek to unseat Ellen Throop, including Nora and Amy Witcover. My name is Greg Pichler. You're watching the MXB Wire for August 22nd, 2020. Ellen Throop has served 6 terms on the board, covering 12 years, since Throop was first elected back in 2008. Throop currently holds the chair position of the legal committee. Professionally, Throop is a partner in a law firm that specializes in the governing law affecting homeowners associations. Throop is licensed to practice law in the state of Maryland. Throop has a pragmatic and mindful voting record. On April 14, 2020, Throop voted against a motion put forward by Steve Larsen to engage the resident lawyer, Mary Schreider-Fox, to draft a proxy on a covenant change to effect a rental tax on the grounds that it would place Schreider-Fox in a conflict of interest. In any event, the laws governing homeowners associations in Delaware exclude homeowners associations from the jurisdictional authority to tax its members on the basis of rental income. In so doing, Throop is also protecting the homeowners association from potential litigation should the community vote to effect a rental tax, as municipalities in the area have done. On September 21st, 2019, Throop voted against a motion by Steve Larsen to reserve committee chair positions to board members. Marty Shecter and Steve Larsen at the time were reportedly looking to remove David Taylor as chair of the Beach Patrol Committee and install Shecter in his place. On October 19, 2019, Throop voted in favor of a motion put forward by Steve Larsen to prohibit dogs on the beach, reversing an earlier decision by the board on the grounds that dogs on the beach during the summer season pose a health risk to children. On July 18, 2020, Throop voted against a motion to reverse an earlier decision by the board to retract the unidirectional rules for the use of common walkways on the grounds that it would violate Delaware law dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic. Over the 2018-2020 term, Throop developed a code of conduct document with the help of the legal committee. The document is designed to govern the behavior of board members as well as committee members. The code of conduct document, which the board voted to adopt on October 19, 2019, has since been signed by a number of board members. Steve Larsen, Marty Shecter, and Nancy Glascow thus far have refused to sign the document. Over the 2018-2020 term, Throop also authored a policy involving privacy that now appears on the association website at www.middlesexbeach.org. As part of her regular duties, Throop interacts with resident lawyer Mary Schreider-Fox and the lawyers with the civil litigation firm that handled the action DMF Associates versus the Middlesex Beach Association. Throop and the legal committee also deal with collections of derelict accounts. In some cases, Throop writes the demand letters herself. In other cases, Throop directs the resident lawyer to handle the demand letters. Throop also handles culverts and culvert agreements with the members whose driveway require them. The culverts are typically on land owned by the Middlesex Beach Association. On the event that current Homeowners Association President Margie Sire, is absent, Throop, acting as vice president, manages the board meetings. Perhaps Throop's most prominent failing over the past term and her entire 12-year tenure has been the fallout from the policy that she and the legal committee drafted governing digital signs. Over the course of the 2016-2017 season or thereabouts, Throop and the legal committee developed a policy document governing the treatment of digital signs by commercial members. The legal committee at the time included 3 community members, including Steve Larsen, Paul Bradley, and Throop as committee chair. The legal committee presented the draft document to the board for adoption. The 2016-2017 board voted to adopt the draft. Ironically, Judy Bennett of DMF Associates, reportedly voted in favor of the policy document only to later defy the policy on the event the DMF Associates leased a commercial property to the Norman law firm. The policy document prohibits commercial tenants having digital signs from rotating the signs more than one time within a 24-hour period. The rationale, according to Throop, is that a sign that rotates in more rapid succession is in effect a flashing sign, which governing covenants of Middlesex Beach Association prohibits. Unfortunately, the policy document is not in sync with the covenants on the matter of digital signs and the treatment thereof. The covenants do not mention digital signs or under what circumstances digital signs are permitted. This constitutes a major discrepancy between the covenants and the policies involving digital signs. A flashing sign is one that has equal increments of being on and off. Like pornography, you know a flashing sign when you see it. The sign advertised in the Norman law firm, which has since been removed from the grounds of the Middlesex Beach Association, was clearly not a flashing sign. In September of 2017, the DMF Associates filed a building permit to erect a digital sign on behalf of the incoming tenant, the Norman law firm, on the event that the board attempted to exercise the policy document and reject a building permit by the DMF Associates. On December 26th of 2017, the Norman law firm filed suit against the Homeowners Association, seeking an order to compel the association to approve the building permit. Evidently, Norman educated himself on the Articles of Incorporation as well as the covenants of the Homeowners Association and discovered the discrepancy insofar as the treatment of digital signs. In fact, the covenants make no mention of digital signs whatsoever. At some point in April of 2018, DMF Associates, on behalf of the Norman law firm, erected a digital sign in the absence of an approved building permit, defying the board. On the event that the DMF Associates erected the digital sign, the Middlesex Beach Association filed a counterclaim against the DMF Associates and the Norman law firm, seeking an order from the court to compel the DMF Associates to remove the sign. Dean Campbell, a civil litigation specialist who practices in Sussex County, says, quote, "What you typically see with homeowners associations is you find one or two people on the board who are more or less permanent fixtures who loosely interpret the governing covenants to arbitrarily rule on matters." Again, Throop has served on the board for 12 years. In this case, Throop directed the board to adopt an ill-advised policy document that, if enforced, would effectively expose the Homeowners Association to litigation. And that's exactly what happened. Both the DMF Associates et al. And the Middlesex Beach Association moved to seek summary justice on the other. In September of 2018, the court ultimately granted the Homeowners Association an order dismissing the Norman law firm as a plaintiff in the matter. However, the Homeowners Association could not deliver the knockout blow and the master who heard the motion ordered the matter be set down for trial. Ultimately, in the fall of 2019, the DMF Associates and the Homeowners Association reached a settlement. The terms of the settlement included the provision that the Middlesex Beach Association pay the Norman law firm $15,000 forthwith. The monies that the Homeowners Association agreed to surrender to the Norman law firm was reportedly covered by the insurance policy. The settlement also included a provision whereby the Homeowners Association relaxed the restrictions on the frequency with which the digital sign could rotate. The consequences of the lawsuit, which cost both parties in excess of $100,000, will have an adverse effect on the risk formulation when the Homeowners Association renegotiates its commercial insurance policy. On the expiration of the current contract, the Homeowners Association will no longer be in a risk category commensurate with low premiums. The Homeowners Association will likely see a 5 to 10-fold increase in the cost of insurance in 2021 going forward. A 5-fold increase would amount to $312.50 per property. As the lawsuit was reserved for executive session, it is not clear who on the board voiced opposition to the escalation of conflict between the parties, if anyone. Being the chair of the legal committee and the point person involved in discussions with the law firm representing the Homeowners Association, Throop cannot escape accountability. Throop is one of 3 board members who puts in 90% of the effort of keeping the Homeowners Association operating. Although Throop's misplay on the policy document governing digital signs and the ensuing lawsuit with the DMF Associates et al. Will negatively impact the operating budget starting in 2021, given the alternative, I endorse her for a 7th term on the board. No one is perfect. Let me repeat that. No one is perfect. People make mistakes. What is important is how people recover from those mistakes. If keeping Throop on the board cost $312.50 per year per resident over the next 3 years starting in 2021, so be it. If that happens, I will happily pay the bill.